Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Friday, June 27th. It is Freestyle Friday. It is 8:30 a.m. on the dot. A beautiful day in New York City. It is 35 degrees outside, sunny, just a brisk, nice, crisp, fresh air. Get out, get the babies out, start your day, begin your day on a beautiful note. I hope everyone is having a great day, a great start to their morning. Welcome to the chat. Excuse me, welcome to the live broadcast show. It is Freestyle Friday. It is an open discussion. I hope everyone is having a safe and productive morning. It's 8:30, so I said let me come and get ahead of the crowd because it is Friday, and on Friday usually people they begin to begin their lives and their whatever they're going to do throughout the day. Let's get it. Good morning. Let's get it. How are you? Good morning, everyone entering the building. Welcome to a live broadcast show with Bronx Girl. Shout out to the replay gang, shout out to the bushwatchers, and shout out to the podcast listeners. You have the best seat in the house. Welcome all. Welcome all from near and afar. Good morning, Carolyn. Good morning, Glendine. Let's get it. Is in the building. Carolyn is in the building. Glendine is in the building. And yesterday was we're gonna get right into it. Let's just dive right into it. I hope, everyone have their, I don't know, sensitivity. I don't know. I feel like when I do my lives that we should think more with our minds and less with our hearts. And this is how I feel right now in these beginning stages of building my foundations. This is where I know where I could go with stuff and how far to go and if I should go further because I don't regress, I don't go back. Everyone have a learning experience here on YouTube and they just finding a niche. That's all it's about. Finding your niche, finding your lane and your category. So stay with me, brave hearts. Stay with me, eagle eyes. We in this thing. We ain't going nowhere. We're gonna talk about what we want to talk about. And with that being said, I feel like this live is going to be probably offensive to some, or if not offensive, someone may be confused about it, and that's okay because that's why we are a neutral channel to clear up any misunderstandings or um, things that you may have a question about what I'm, the live. Any questions you may have, any pushbacks, feedback is always welcome. Good morning to the people in the chat. It's 31 people in the building already. That's all good with me. 1 to 31, I can rock with. I could rock with 5. I could rock with 10. So let's begin. So yesterday, if you are not aware, it's pure pandemonium, pure speculation, pure spectacle. It was a Thursdays, I guess. I don't know. I guess it was the pre warm up to Friday. I was just sitting back listening to Sharita, and I was sitting back listening to Roz. I know that a lot of people have interest in both parties and they have different views on different things. I just feel like, as a neutral person standing and observing back, sitting back and observing, I just have a different perspective from most and I'm okay with that. And I don't think I would ever it's can y'all hear me out there? Okay, I see the mic going. So I don't. A lot of people may be like, "Well, Bronx girl, me is what did you say? Not fair. I'm pretty fair in my assessment of things because we examine, explore over here, and we bring it to the public. I'm for the people. Yesterday, let's get into it. Sharita went live. Um, her title, her title was a way to get the people in to her live, to gather the people in to her live, which she did. And I was one of the people that was in her live because I was mostly interested in what she had to say. So the live said justice for Anthony, interview with the Hernandez. I said, oh wow, what can this be about, and how will this proceed? And lo and behold, I felt like it was probably clickbait. Um, and it's okay. Clickbait is how you get your audience in, and that's okay too, if it's done in the right way. So I'm not going to sit here and go through the details of what was being said or what was being done, because if you was in the live, you were well aware of it. We have our opinions, and we have our, you know, pushback on it. And my pushback is, I don't think I would go that far to try to interview anybody's family, or try to get to the bottom of any crime someone may have committed. I'll leave that in the hands of the court, of the law, law and order. Sometimes people go a little bit too far on both sides. If you want to talk about a side, I feel like it's on both sides, so. Um, so I don't even see the comments. Tell you the truth, it's 54 people in here. If you are speaking through the comments, it's not popping up on the excuse me, in the chat below. So I just see 3 people in here, and that's okay. But follow along with me. I apologize. I don't know what's going on, but I do see the 3 people, Glendine, Carolyn, and Let's Get It. I don't know if you're still in here, so bear with me. Um, I don't know why I don't see the comments. After 3, it just vanished. So yeah, so listen, Sharita went live yesterday. She said she was going to interview, well, her title said interview with the Hernandez family, right? But that didn't happen. I'm pretty sure, I'm just paraphrasing. Allegedly, Sharita may have, good morning, Crystal. I see your comment, Crystal. Good morning. Sharita may have, had a conversation behind the scenes with the Hernandez family, and I guess they made it their intent and made it clear that they do not want to be interviewed or want to be a part of, anything that may be going on YouTube, which I agree with, because that's something that I would not want to get into or be a part of. My thing is like, I feel like a lot of people act as if they care and act as if they really are um, sympathetic towards both parties. Both sides have fake and phoniness on it. I feel like, that was just like another show to be presented to the world, to the subscribers, to the supporters. Um, I really just didn't want to hear the deep details about someone else's child being life being taken at a young age, a mother losing their child, children losing their father, the parents losing their parents. I know both sides were affected. Both sides were, traumatized by the events that happened. We would never know what really went on because we wasn't there. We only can speculate because, stories get changed around so many times. My thing is like when people come forward and they present their commentary, and this is nothing in personal to Sharita or Roz. This is just, from what I could see, we are talking about the circumstances surrounding YouTube and the topics or whatever is going on in these YouTube streets. I think sometimes we could just go ahead and say it's just a disgrace. If this is the sector that does that, then this is the sector that does that. It's all well and good. I don't have no sympathy from nobody. If this is the sector that goes and dig up information, if this is the sector that goes into the archives and pull out old information to present to their excuse me, their viewers, their audience, then that's what it is. Everybody don't do the same thing. Everybody don't have the same mentality or mindset. I personally would not be interested in what went on with chopping up with Ra's son that day and the way he died. No, that's, I mean, I hear from her and I hear from other people. So it's like, okay, I'd rather hear from Roz, even if she's lying or not. I just wouldn't tune in to listen to someone else, given 48 hours of events that went on that we wasn't there for. My thing is like the fake and phoniness that goes on in the chats, with acting like you care about certain people that's being said and questioned, like the Hernandez family. I don't believe that when people, and I'm sorry, because I feel like when I lose subscribers, I lose them because they genuinely don't like my commentary. And that's what I want them to do. Like, if you don't like my commentary, you're not interested in it, then there is all means that you should unsubscribe. This is a neutral channel, and I may make some people feel uncomfortable. This is not in particularly to go and target anyone. This is just from my observation. Like, Sharita, she has a place on YouTube where she can present her commentary and the way she present her commentary, and people receive it in the way they receive it, and that's all good and that's okay. That's just not my cup of tea. I listened in because I was very interested in what she had to say with the title. I wanted to see, like, oh, the Hernandez people are coming up here to be interviewed. Like, what is their goal? What is their objective? What is the narrative that's being pushed here? So, she didn't, but she probably have spoke to some people because she had laid the story out detail by detail. She didn't miss a beat. So I'm like, oh, okay, so she did speak to someone, because if she didn't speak to someone, she wouldn't have been on so top of things and so detailed. You know. Uh um so Melon Poppins popped in. She said, "Good morning, good morning. I think that many people in this sector are tiptoeing around Roz. Rita is here to expose her because she has a sense of false superiority. That's just my opinion. I feel like everyone on this sector, even myself, even as a personality, because we all have personalities, but it's just how we present our personalities." Melon Poppin. I agree with you. They are tiptoeing around Roz. She is in it. She's not a victim. Good morning, Doris. Welcome to the chat. She's not innocent. Sharita's not innocent either. I'm just saying that I wouldn't go that far to expose someone at the hands of someone that's not here. Now, if you are that type of person, because I don't have that skill, I don't have that talent to be a detective. I don't have that skill or talent to be an investigative reporter. If I'm going to say I'm a personality, it's like an entertainment personality. It's like sort of like a opinionated, into like a fake ass journalist. Like, we bring the stories to you. We supposed to be unbiased over here, but each side have a side, so there is no unbiased on either side. So the people that tune in to Sharita to hear Sharita speak about the tragic events that happened in that night, they are there to hear that. Me myself, as an observer, as a spectator, as a listener, is like not forming any opinions. You know what I mean? Ross told her story, and the other family have the right to get their story out as well. I so listen, agree. They have their right to get their story out as well. But they wasn't on the panel yesterday to get their story out as well. Right? Lisa, if we're gonna keep it 100, right? So the I heard what Sharita presented last night, and I'm like, oh, okay. I did not have any opinion about it. I was like, okay, she's presenting something to her audience. She's presenting something they may not have heard. So the time when when Sharita was live, Roz went live. I'm like, typical Roz. Can't sit back for 24, 48 hours, sit back and let shit marinate or simmer. She's so quick to respond. She act out of emotion. Don't. Yes, that may be a trigger for her, right? That should be a trigger for her. She has every right to feel what she feel, but she don't let things marinate. She don't let things simmer. She don't let things smooth over. She don't let things just like go away on its own. She's so quick to respond because she feel like she have to feed the nature of her audience, the suspicions of her audience. That's how I feel about that. Right. Everyone has their own way of expressing themselves. I think Sharita is raw and uncut. Her delivery is sharp, but she make people really see things from a raw perspective. Not everyone. I mean, I wasn't looking like, oh my goodness, I never heard this before, because I never heard the raw details, Melon Poppin, of how Mac Myron passed away. I heard here and there articles here and there. I heard Rod speak about it. I heard many people try to bring how the events happened about it. And I just don't have that deep, like, I don't have a personal opinion about it. My personal opinion is that a mother lost their child. That's like what I sympathize with. you know, that's, whether he was a thug, allegedly, whether he was a drug addict, allegedly, that does not affect my view on a mother losing their child. That's what I was trying to bring about. Okay. Diamond D is in the building. Thank you, Diamond D. Sharita got all that smoke now, but she was cool with whatever she says about Ross. Now laughing out loud, she's corny and crazy. It was all good until, excuse me, I'm sorry, Diamond. It was all good until she got dumped. Like the bum she is now. Roz is that, this and that. Listen, well, y'all can't just, excuse me, Diamond D, you are entitled to your opinion, but I just want to push back on something you're saying because, like, that y'all just can't keep on continuing to say that, she is really going on a rampage, or she's going on a tirade, or she's going on a warpath of her commentary because she got dumped. No, it's way past that. And y'all can't keep saying that Sharita is jealous of Roz. And y'all can't keep saying that Roz is jealous of Treese. This is all personal. This is all personal within these content creators that present their content. It's personal. It sounds personal. It look personal. It feel personal. I don't have a dog in this fight, and I will continue to say that. It's not personal for me, so it does not affect me in any way. I just feel like the fakeness and the phoniness about some people that support their content creators, like Roz has a lot of fake supporters in her live and her audience and her supporters. I'm not saying all of them are. Most of them play the back and they just let it rock. But the ones that are fake and phony and continuous to say the same shit to her, Roz, Sharita is just jealous of you. Roz, Sharita just wanted you. Roz, Sharita just wanted to be with you. Roz, Sharita just wanted to be, all that bullshit. X that out. Okay? X it out. It's bullshit. Miss Chocolate 47 is in the building. Miss Chocolate 47 got her page. I was just listening to your StreamYard. Did you pre-record that? Because I was listening into you. So I was like, oh, look at Miss Chocolate 47 representing New York City. Miss Chocolate 47 has her page. And if y'all haven't go subscribe to her. We know her. She supports everyone. And I like your 3-minute intro. It was nice. I was like, damn, I should take her video and have it as a voiceover for an introduction. It sounds nice. It does sound really nice. Hey, good timing in the building. Sharmel Adams is in the building. Good morning to everyone. Welcome to everyone. So I just feel like you just can't keep using that as an excuse as to that everyone is Sharita want Rod's life, and Rod's want Latrice's life, and Roz is jealous of Sharita. Is like vice versa. It doesn't make any sense to me. You have to come up with something more concrete than that, more believable, because I'm not going to sit back and just think Sharita is so brokenhearted. It's so excuse me, how you say it, brokenhearted, and she's such a fatal attraction, a single white female, because she was let go over the course of a couple of months ago, because they went their separate ways. No, this is them from who they are, from my perspective and my opinion. This is their content that they're presenting. My thing is like, the Hernandez family wasn't up there. They have the right, excuse me, which you are right, excuse me, Melon Poppin. Was that your comment? To tell their story? We're right. They have the right to tell their story, right? So it's just like, so if they tell their story, is Sharita platform the correct way to tell their story? You know what I mean? Good morning, Shonda Visions. How are you? That's what was up in the live yesterday. I feel like Roz with the most, and the how you say, because I want to be respectful to chopping up with Roz, because I do have sympathy for her when it comes to her and the tragedy of her child being lost. Right? Yes, the Hernandez family was suffered tragedy too, and it, how you say, it weighs on them also, but we don't know them. We don't know them, and I wouldn't be interested in getting to know them, honestly speaking. I don't want to hear anything that has nothing to do with me personally, right? So it's like, if they come forward, I could see if they had like cameras in their face and the news in their face, like this was a major news story and this was a worldly news story, okay, I want to hear their part. But I wouldn't feel that they are like genuine coming to YouTube to express their concerns and their anger and their side of the story. You know what I'm saying? Am I wrong? Yeah, welcome, Miss Chocolate 47. Okay, so thank you, Melon Poppin, for participating. Rita Motives for getting a YouTube page was not to expose Roz. It just happened to happen that way. But Roz got a YouTube page to speak on LA, but I digress. Listen, I don't know if that's completely true, Melon Poppin. Sharita wanted a page to express her care and concern. Sharita made a page because she said that her supporters asked her to do it. Roz made a page. Roz have spoke about people before she got on Latrice. I don't think she solely made a page to speak about Latrice. And in Roz's defense, to be fair, right? YouTube is not what you think it is. You just can't come up on YouTube and think, oh, you're going to explode and you're going to go viral or you're going to have millions of followers overnight. She started from somewhere. She seen it wasn't working. She went somewhere else, right? So from what I hear, if we're going to speak about it, Melon Poppin, if we're going to be honest with each other, maybe you could push back and tell me if I'm, excuse me, if I have my facts straight. So is it true that Roz started off with a cooking page? I don't know. Is it true that Roz was one of Latrice's supporters, right? And, I guess she wasn't too happy with Latrice no more. So you're saying that she started a page because she was a Latrice supporter, or she always been on the objective side of Latrice? I don't know. She did. I subscribed to Ross when she had only 75 subscribers. See, there you go. Okay, there you go, Melon Papa. Melon Papa says she did. I subscribed to Roz when she only had 75 subscribers. So you know her a little bit more than other people if she has 75 subscribers. Because when I first came across Roz's page, I think she only had I'm not gonna lie, she had as many as I can't. It's hard for me to say because I used to see her pop up in my timeline. I used to hear other people talk about her, but I know that she gathered and she got a lot of support and subscribers really quickly. Honestly speaking, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe she was at 10,000 because when we used to speak about her on Paris Harley platform, she was a large. Paris said she had a large following. Hey, good morning. Take a deep breath. Good morning. So Charmel said, if that family wanted to speak, they would have been spoken. That was total revenge. I agree. I feel like it would be revenge. I feel like it would be not in the right place. I feel like it's not coming from a genuine place. She did one cooking video, did switch over to Latrice, but that's not true. Good morning, Ralph. Ralph is in the building. So, Crystal, so it's not true that Roz spoke about other people before Latrice. I don't know if she just jumped into speaking about Latrice. I think she spoke about probably two other people, and maybe she made Latrice her main topic and her main content quickly and in a fast way. I'm sorry. I don't know. Okay. Good morning, Ralph. But what I'm saying is, everyone has their strategic moves on here on YouTube. It's nothing I'm not going to say genuine. I'm not going to just say that everyone on here is 100% fake because I don't believe that. I believe people are who they are and present who they are and don't hide who they are. I'm just saying that, I was waiting to hear, not waiting. I wanted to hear what the Hernandez family had to say on someone else's platform. But they didn't have to do that because I guess they spoke it with Sharita in detail because she had details from A to Z. I mean, she was lining them up. So that means that she had to do a pretty great investigation and thorough investigation or interview with one of the Hernandez family because Roz came and acted a lot of things that she said. One of the things Roz said was that, there's no pending cases, there are no court cases, there are no future court cases. And I'll just rebut that with what she said. But my thing is with Roz, how many times are you going to answer to the same shit? How many times are you going to come up here and try to defend Mac Myron's honor, excuse me, may he continue to rest peacefully? How many times are you going to come up here and come to Juju defense? Whatever you say, whatever you do is not going to be honored with the truth. Okay? Really, the Hernandez were listening in and somewhere in the chat. Oh, see that? You see what I'm saying? If Sharita could pull that interview, right? if Sharita can pull that interview where they come up on her panel and she could ask the questions that she want to ask for Rod supporters to see, not even Rod supporters, just people just listening in, she would definitely, most definitely knock Rod's out the box. I mean, if she could pull that interview, Sharita, and I hope you do, because if you want to start here, you can't finish. You're going to have to keep going. And I mean, don't just stop here. Keep going. Okay? If you could pull that interview with the Hernandez family, then, you get all the respect you deserve. Not in the right way. I'm just saying it could be a little bit just hateful in nature and revengeful and vindictive. But if you can pull that interview, we're pulling them up on a panel and talking and discussing what happened and the events that happened, then, you did something that nobody else can't do. And I say that because that's a dangerous move to me. Like Roz is now seeing that she's outnumbered. Your supporters, they feed you with the same lies, talking about that she's obsessed. You know damn well that she's not obsessed with you or even want to have no lesbian relationship with you. Sorry, that's just unlikely for me, right? It's well past that. Right? Because if she was such a stalker and they call you obsessive too, Roz, when it comes to Latrice. So I just feel like you jumping up. The only thing I said about what you said was when you said that there's no court cases, there's no pending cases, it was self-defense. And, I read the chat too of Sharita supporters and, they had their own opinions also. You know what I mean? I think the case is still open. It's still open. Okay, BYB ain't that good. If they know better, they would stay far away from her. But what I'm saying is that she's this close, a tad bit too close for my comfort, Sharita. If Sharita had the opportunity to speak to the Hernandez family at length, at bay, and they gave her great details to the fact that she did not miss a detail, I was impressed how much details she was given, whether it was true or not, right? So she had to speak to someone on that side for her to know the setup, to know how things transpired or escalated. Of course, Sharita exaggerated most of what her opinion was, but if someone is telling you what happened, there's no way that she got that from a shitty ass article. She got that from the horse's mouth. And that's what I'm saying. If you want to start there, then finish it. Get them up on your panel. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I didn't even know y'all was in here this deep, though. It's closed. Her son is good. Cases can be reopened, though. Why y'all saying justice for the Hernandez? What justice do they need? Tell me that. Can you elaborate on what justice the Hernandez family need? What type of justice will they receive, Melon Poppin? Because y'all just throw out, right? Y'all just throw out blanket statements like that. Justice for the Hernandez family. Throw up the prayer hands, which I feel like it's all fraudulent, all fake, because you do not pray for them. You don't know what type of justice, excuse me, do you want to see for the Hernandez family? What type of justice will be served for the Hernandez family? Right? Tell me. What type of justice would you want to see for the Hernandez family? If you want to throw that up in the air, melon popping. That's all I'm saying. Self-control goes a long way. Thank you, Miss Chocolate. It does. Rod said yesterday the case was closed. She did. I heard her. Oh, she did. But she said there's no court cases pending. There's nothing coming up. I guess that's what you mean. That's Lisa said. Rod said the court cases said yesterday the case was closed. I want to read it right. Rod said yesterday the case was closed. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go down. I'll come back to you, Melon Poppin. I don't want you to think that I'm skimming over your content. I want to go to Crystal. Some of the Hernandez family members have been in chats here and there. I think the ex of Juju came in chats before, but I don't recall them ever speaking on live. No, they don't speak on live, but whoever that Sharita spoke to, they gave her a load of information because there's no way in the hell that she didn't speak to someone from the Hernandez family. I'm just going to say allegedly to protect myself. When we 30 minutes, we about to go 30 minutes into the live. Let me read the disclaimer, and then I'm cutting it off at an hour. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the Bronx Girl Live broadcast show, Freestyle Friday. Comment below, push back. This is an open panel. Let's proceed with the disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So listen, let's wait. There go. Okay. I read your comment, Crystal. I'm gonna exactly, Kimberly. So all of that speaking with the family makes no sense. If it's over, it's over. I agree. Lisa said if it's a really close case, the family should come and tell their story. Okay, here we go, Melon Poppin. The fact that this incident happened in their home, this case needs to be re-examined and by some special investigator. But I'm not Melon Poppin. I'm not trying to laugh at you, but do you know that California is a blue state? Do you know that? Do you know that's where it happened, right? California. I don't want to get it twisted. So, if you know about California, they have like laws out there, right? And you know that someone like, I guess, Juju, excuse me, respectfully, would not be walking around if he gunned and murdered someone down in cold blood. Back me up if I'm wrong. Crystal said in their defense, it was their house, a birthday party at that. Imagine a gun war started because of family member's boyfriend. There are a lot of fake people in the world, Ralph. It's made up of fake people, and it's rare when you meet genuine and honest and people. When you do meet honest and genuine people, it is rare and it's uncommon and it's foreign to a lot of people. So people such as myself who want to be an honest person, and even though just because I'm honest, that don't mean that everything I'm saying is truthful. I just want to present certain facts with opinions surrounding it. I know when to leave someone home, regardless of who is wrong. That is their home. But I want to hear what justice will the Hernandez family be served, if the case is reopened and reexamined. What justice are they seeking? You know what I mean? Good morning, Lasagna in the building. How are you doing? None of us that was there. So we don't know what truly happened. We don't know what truly happened, but this how we speculate. Like everyone speculate on YouTube. Everyone have false information that they bring about. That they insert their opinions in how you say they insert their opinions in it, and it becomes something more than what it is. So let me see. Did I miss anyone? Okay, exactly. Kimberly, where's Kimberly? Did I read your comment, Kimberly? Yeah, the case is closed. I read that one. Okay, so Melon Papa said, I am not sure if you really listened to the entire live. I listened to a majority of it, Melon, but the Hernandez family stated that in their particular jurisdiction that they are not versed in handling those type of cases. Why not? Why not? And to think not only one person but 3 people were shot. Okay, but I'm saying if it was 3 people were shot, right? One person that died, that could be considered that's not a massacre, is it? That's not considered a massacre, right? What is the correct word that happened at that night? In that night, I'm sorry, I don't want to be scary, but it was. Listen, okay. So a massacre, an indiscriminate and brutal slaughter of people. One person was shot. 3 people were shot. Excuse me. One person was gunned down and murdered, right? Is that safe to say? So you don't think that it was a thorough investigation of what went on that night? People saw different things. If people were, intoxicated and people were not in their right minds, a lot of people minds probably were distorted and their brains was probably a little bit convoluted and they probably wasn't thinking straight. So there are people like detectives that come in and forensics that do a thorough investigation of the crime scene. You think that was just an open and shut case? Okay, what do you mean? Why you keep? She said 2 people were killed. That's it. That's all. What does that mean, Kimberly? Like, elaborate. I don't understand. That's it. That's all. What you mean? So I'm just trying to push back because you just can't have a vague mind or vague thinking of this. I'm trying to push back to see if anyone in here are, critical thinkers with logic reasoning. So if 2 people were killed, right, and 3 people were shot, and the person that did the shooting that's still walking around, still alive, and free to do as he want, working, a job or whatever he may be doing in his time. Do you think that case just went like cold case? Do you think that's a cold case? I don't understand. I don't. Where I live now, this Rinky police station here can't handle any big crimes. Not in New York City anymore, so I can't believe that. Listen, they are in California, right? So I don't know what jurisdiction they are in that they would be so slack and so like sloppy in their investigations, right? So you mean to tell me that for a year that someone got away with killing someone? Okay, Bronx, you said 1 was killed, but it was 2 that was what Kim was saying. Okay, so 2 people. I know what she was saying. She said 2 people were killed. That's it. That's all. What? How is it that that's it? That's all? I don't understand that. You know what I mean? Melon Papa said 3 of the Hernandez family were shot. Bronx, what are we not understanding here? At their own home. Come on, this is a mishandling of justice. How so, Melon Poppin? Hold on for a second, y'all. I'm back. How, Melon Poppin? I'm saying, if you're trying to, solve a case, okay? If this happened, so Sharmell Addison Bronx, this happened almost 2 years ago. If Juju is to blame, why isn't he locked up? That's what we're trying to explain to Melon Poppin. She said there 3 of Hernandez families were shot, Bronx. What are we not understanding here? And at their own home. Come on. This was a mishandling of justice. So do you hear? So it's 2 sides to the story, right? Melon Papa said there were what? What she said? 3 people shot, right? There 3 of Hernandez family. Right, there we go. 3 of Hernandez family were shot, right? They were shot, right? That's what she said. Kimberly said there were 2 people shot. That's it. That's all. So what is the true story? That's all I'm saying. No, that's you saying you keep asking me how. I am telling you that the case needs to be reopened. Why? You're not telling me anything. You just telling me that the case needs to be reopened. Like, what do you mean? Why do the case need to be reopened if it's investigated and no one was found guilty of, like, I don't know, right? Murder is murder. If you kill someone, you're a murderer, whether you found guilty or not. That's what I'm saying, right? So why is it that the Hernandez family need justice and the court system didn't see that justice needed to be served because there was no justice to be served? Okay, here we go. Thank you, Doris. 4 people shot, 2 people died. So you mean to tell me, right, that 4 people were shot? Thank you, Doris, for backing me up and letting me know. 4 people were shot, 2 people died. And you mean to tell me that the person that did the shooting, right, is walking away free with all hurting and harming all those people? Okay? Okay? I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Tell me if I'm wrong. Right? Doris, thank you. I appreciate when my supporters back me up when I'm fumbling. Right? She said, and it makes sense now that what they were saying, 4 people were shot, right? Here she go. 4 people shot, 2 died. Right? So how is it that 4 people were shot and 2 people died, right? And the case needs to be reopened. The case would have had to been thoroughly investigated. And I'm not a investigator. I'm not a lawyer. I don't even watch criminal shows like that. I know people that do that can solve cases in 48 hours, right? So all the details that Sharita presented yesterday that she probably gathered from the Hernandez family, allegedly, Shit, because if I'm going to lose my page, I'm going to lose my page because I lost my page, not because I'm slandering someone or mishandling information. I heard what she said. I don't want to speak and go into details what she said verbatim. That was just a crime scene that Sharita set up yesterday. That was just a speculation that Sharita set up yesterday. But so when Roz came back and said, listen, there's no pending cases, there's no open cases, there's nothing to be, that everyone move forward. So I don't know how long Mac Myra been deceased, but he's been deceased long enough for a case to be investigated. That's what I'm asking the audience, honestly and openly. How and what type of justice is the Hernandez family seeking? Okay, Riri Reacts is in the building. wait, where's Riri Reacts? There she go. I don't believe at all that it was a mishandling of justice. It could not have been. I don't care what jurisdiction you are in, right? So forensics is forensics and investigation is an investigation. Everybody has a job to do. There are slips up, there are mishappenings, there are, misjudgments when it comes to examining a crime scene, but I don't think this is a case. This is the case as of right now. Nikki God is moving by spirit. Good morning, Bronx in chat. Good morning. Samira Brown says, and only the stepdad is locked up. Something isn't right. That could be. Let me see. Brenda RS. Okay, again, Brenda said, why should the case be reopened again? I don't know. I'm trying to get to that point where why? Because some people that are grieving and it could be emotional, they felt like justice wasn't served. A lot of people that experience tragedy on this level and experience something in this nature, even like more stories that's broader than this, the Mac Myron, above YouTube, outside of YouTube, justice don't be served. And the families think the same thing, like they want to investigation, they want to reopen. Yeah, I don't have that manpower, you don't have the money, you don't have the resources to reopen it again. If the Hernandez family allegedly want the case to be reopened and re-examined, they have to pay for that out their pocket with a private investigator. They don't have that type of money. Okay. The case is still open. Okay, everyone rehashing this is going to hell. Well, let us go to hell. You're going to be with us too. It's a slap, right? You are in here rehashing it with us. The case is still open. It's not 2 years. It's been a year ago. Good morning, Chocolate 47. Nikki is saying good morning, California. Here we go. Riri Reacts. California is like the Wild Wild West. This kind of things happens every day. The stepdad shot Myron first. And what's so crazy is because it's just like I am not qualified to examine a case of this nature, a murder case, a murder investigation. That right there, I'm gonna let you know I am really weakened. I just gonna present what people have said and give my open and honest opinion, because the chat is saying that the case should be reopened. The chat has said that the Hernandez family want justice, allegedly. I'm just saying that what type of justice are they seeking? What justice will be served? What they want? What? 2 people are dead, 4 people shot. The justice system has been a mess in California for a while. I know so many have left that state. It's one of the overly liberal states where criminals run wild. That's just my opinion beyond the case. Right. But, California is a blue state, right? California, I don't know about the jurisdictions. I don't know about the laws out there, but I know California is big. And I know that something like this, like, people stay on top of things. I feel like coming to the internet to do an interview, that's not justice. That's not justice. Okay? That's not justice. Coming to YouTube to give an interview to a content creator about something that transpired, happened, tragic events that happened, over under 2 years ago, 15 months. I don't know how long Mac Myron passed away. I don't know how long this case been going on, if it's open, if it's closed. I know that 4 people were shot. I was told 2 people were dead. People have lost their loved ones. So I don't know how do you proceed from here? Okay. How do we proceed from here? Okay, look at Riri reacts. Okay, I'm going to you. I see you Riri reacts. If someone shoots at me, I'm going to respond and fire back. But isn't California open carry state? How is it that I don't listen? If y'all got me into a real charted territory, y'all really trying to make me sharpen my skills. Is it an open carry state? Open carry? Is it open carry? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Riri reacts. No, she knows. She sound like she know the law. Is it an open carry state? If the stepdad shot him first, so who was the other shooter? See, y'all now listen. Wait, we. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. It's sickening. It's sickening to see these people wish to see a young black man locked up for trying to defend his brother who has nothing to do to them, but they hate his mother. Right. My oldest is a deputy sheriff. Okay, thank you, Riri reacts, because it sounds like you know what you're talking about. I'm just saying, is California an open carry state? How did it? I don't know if it's an open carry state. Please help me out. Um, Anyone in the chat that know the laws better than I do. Riri X is in the building. She said her eldest is a deputy sheriff. Nikki, God is moving by spirit, said that her Hernandez family was there. They know what happened. Right. Juju was there also. So to be fair, Nikki. But who brought it to YouTube though? I don't know what you mean, Lisa. What you mean by that? It's petty justice done by petty people. Lisa, like Shaq brought it to first. But it's surrounding her son. It's about her son. Her son passed away. Her son was. I'm not gonna get into that. It's sad how this. It's sad how this is even a topic, and people calling another grieving family for content because they hate someone so much. If Juju did something wrong, he would be in prison. I agree. He would be in prison. Let me see. Charmel Adams said exactly. Really, they hate Rod so bad. That's all it is. I can agree. I feel like it's coming from a place of hatred. I don't feel like it's coming from a place of let's throw up the prayer hands and pray for this family and seek the justice that the family is seeking. I don't think it's coming from that type of place. I don't think it's coming from a genuine place. I think it's just content and many aspects of YouTube, the strategic moves you have to make. All I'm saying is, if Sharita were to get that interview, land that interview, we cannot even have our doubts about it. We would just have to see how she is able to handle that, because that's a lot of responsibility. That is a lot of responsibility to handle, to bring someone on your panel in that nature, if the case is still open, right? If the case is still open and you land an interview of that nature, of that magnitude, that's a lot of responsibility. And with that responsibility come lawsuits and slander and anything that follows. Okay? Anything that follows. Oh, I wanted to read KB. So I had an uncle that was in the same exact situation, and we thought all the charges was dropped. The DA went back and opened the case, and now he's doing 20 years. I'm just saying, it depends. I don't know, KB. I just want to know if the California is an open carry state. Because if it's an open carry state, then self-defense, stand your ground. Is that stand your ground in California? Right? I don't know. If the Hernandez family go back to her other lives they've run from her, how dare her? Let me see. I don't know. Let me see. And she promotes LA on top of that. Woo, Lord, pay attention. People disgusting. Yeah, go follow that train wreck too. Wait. Sean, I don't hate anybody. I don't know these people to hate them, but I do have my own mind, and I do think for myself, we are entitled to your opinion. You are most definitely entitled to your opinion, Lisa. I just feel like it's not like genuine, coming from a genuine aspect from anybody, right? I don't think it's genuine when Roz do. Like, maybe it probably could have been in the beginning, very beginning, when she started doing content. Come from a genuine place. I feel like we all probably come from a genuine place in some way, shape, or form, and we just get caught up in the hoopla and the circumstances of things. Okay, so it's a lot of holes. Wait, I saw a comment. I'm sorry, Lisa. We're all entitled to our own opinion. You are most definitely entitled to your opinion on this platform. So Shonda said, so you saying that they really give a damn about Courtney? I made that clear that nobody really give a damn about anybody, not in him in particular. I don't feel like they really genuine care if he was, and I'm not all, because everyone is not the same. Everyone has sympathy and can empathize to another human being with another human being. But I don't think that everyone that's coming forward, sharing Courtney's lives and saying, "Oh, we stand with you," are genuine. No, I don't. It's a lot of holes in the way Ross presented the story. Her version never made sense to me. Listen, I just feel like, with that being said, of course, Roz wasn't there. She got the short end of the stick from, her son probably, from the Hernandez family. They all have their versions of what happened, right? But the fact of the matter is that if someone like her son Juju is walking around, excuse me, so respectfully, I'm gonna respect him because he don't have a page or channel on YouTube, and he shouldn't be talked about by me in a irresponsible way. All I'm saying is, and what I want the audiences to gather is, and just respect is that if Juju did anything that was against the law or that may have landed him in prison for a long time, right? He will be in there. Why is it that he's in and he's out and someone else is in? You gotta like put the pieces together. I heard the version of Rod's story. I heard Nana Power's version because I heard her version way before I heard Rod's version. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to go back, you know, I don't want to retrace anyone's steps or retract anyone's statements. I heard what happened from the very first live that Nana did when she came out after her brother passed away, and she explained what happened. She didn't explain in detail what how Sharita explained the detail. Not the first live that she did about her brother passing, but she did bring up some valid points, or she did make the audience, or she did include the audience or what may have happened. I heard Roz, I didn't question Roz. I didn't question the validity of her story, of her version. I didn't question the validity of Nana version. I'm not questioning the validity of the Hernandez version. 2 people died. 4 people were shot, right? That's whatever happened. If you at a party and you drinking and you're intoxicated and you go in and you having a good time and an altercation take place, people are not in their right mind. You just can't blame one particular person for outing and killing one group of people, right? Everyone had a hand in it. Excuse me. Everyone had their responsibilities in that night, on that night. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh gosh. I'm going to go down and read from the bottom and all the way to the top because I really don't be paying attention to the comments because I'll be looking all over and the comments sometimes distract me. I don't want to read each and every comment and then we stop. So, I wish the detectives in the case would speak about this case and answer questions since there's doubt about this case. I doubt that would happen. Damn. Danny girl, the disrespect has gone too far all the way across the board. It's all personal. Tit for tat now. I agree. Tit for tat. Tit for tat. The correct way, tit for tat. I used to say tit for tat, but it's tit for tat. It's absolutely tit for tat. That is absolutely obvious and clearly what's going on. Tit for tat. Roz didn't present the story. Roz didn't present the story about Courtney and Tree. Sharita blurted it out on Roz Live, but they act like they didn't hear that. Come on, keep it 100. In that case, I don't even want to go back. I'm getting off the Courtney and Sharita and Roz. I'm gonna leave it that Roz platform Sharita. That's all. Roz has responsibility for her platform. If she didn't know that Sharita was gonna blurt out anything, she should have dropped Sharita and said that's not allowed over here. Okay. Roz isn't. Sharmel said Roz isn't on trial for what was told to her. All she knows is what she was told. She wasn't there. Exactly. Take a deep breath. I believe Rita did have a conversation because Roz never said the baby mama was there. But after Rita mentioned it, did Roz mention it? Okay, Danny girl, that family was contacted to give back to them for Christmas because they had just lost their grandmother. I don't know what y'all. Wait. Listen. Okay, so here we go. Riri reacts that genuinely no, it depends on the county. The sheriff police in your county can issue a license to carry. Okay, I have a license to carry. But listen, what I'm saying is like what I said, like, okay, so you mean to tell me, and I'm not trying to dig in the deep details of what happened. I'm just saying let's just like on the outside looking in. Everyone had a gun in their pockets that day. Everyone that was injured or murdered that day. You mean to tell me, excuse me, Juju had a gun, allegedly? At this point, I have to say that. Mac Myron, may he continue to rest peacefully, had a gun that day, allegedly, right? The other person that was shot dead, what? Had a gun that day. They all had guns that day. They all had guns that day. Guns kill. But let me just, I don't want to leave no one out. Okay. Samira said, because I think I left off of Samira, wasn't the other son out on bond? And so how is the case closed? They don't give a, here goes Ashella. I don't know, Samira. They don't give a F about the Hernandez family. It's not about them. It's not about Juju. It's all about they hate the hate they have for Roz period. And I think it's beyond hate. You know, you just can't say it's hate. This is something some people get joy and delight out of, right? Because you don't have to. Of course, you may hate this person, but this is just content to some people, right? This is just content to some people, and that's what some people present, content, and they don't have a conscience behind the content that they present. You are responsible for the content you present. That's what I'm saying. I am scared to touch on certain situations. Even if I read the disclaimer, I don't know how to go about this. Sharita's a little bit more, I don't know, civil. She's a little bit more informed. She's a little bit more, how you say, what is the word? Educated. Because the way she gave the details, I was like, oh shit, that is absolutely impressive. I would not be able to do that. I won't. I'm sorry. Okay. Good morning, T-Lo. Thank you, T-Lo. The disrespect has gone too far. Let me see. Let me see. And that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm like, so you mean to tell me that everyone, two people shot, four people shot, two people dead. How many people allegedly had guns on them, right? Mac Myron allegedly had a gun on him. Juju allegedly had a gun on him. The I don't know who else on, the opposing side had a gun on them. Everybody at that function, everybody at that event that night, or just a night out, had a gun on them. Like, what? Please help me understand that. Did anyone think about that? Right? That everyone that probably was involved or injured or had a part in what happened that night and those tragic events on for the Hernandez family and for chopping up with Roz and her family, right? They all had guns on them that night, right? So you mean to tell me that people are just free to use and handle guns in the way that they handle them, right? Everyone has a major role and a major responsibility in that night. That's what I'm saying. How is it that you can say, and the Hernandez family is seeking justice? Like, if you want to seek justice, right? If you definitely want to seek justice, is you have to come out your pocket to go forward and get your own private investigation going on. That's the only way you're going to seek justice. Because if the case is closed, whether it's closed or open, coming to YouTube is not the way to seek justice. What's impressive about he said, she said, no one heard this so-called conversation. We all know Sharita's a proven liar. Right, but we can't. Did you hear her live yesterday? Did you hear how detailed she laid things out on the line yesterday, Ashella? Did you hear that? I was like, what? She just had to hear this from a horse's mouth, because she had the whole scene set up, even if it was just how you say projected, even if it was improvised, even if she even improvised what happened or just exaggerated or gave her her personal opinion of what happened. Okay? That's all I'm saying. She had it down pat. She had to speak to someone, whether it was the truth or not. Maybe she misheard something. Maybe she added something in. Maybe she didn't. Maybe she did. I don't know. Good morning, Chocolate Decadence. Welcome to the chat. Roz is a proven liar. From my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, the gun was dropped and Juju picked up the gun and returned fire. I don't know, Ashella. That is like stumping my view on things, actually speaking. But what I'm saying is, like, you gave a lot of insight right now that if he dropped, oh gosh, y'all making me work my mind, and my mind is not even in that category. I'm telling y'all, it's not. I don't even have that type of sharpness when it comes to like trying to put a piece together of someone. I don't even watch criminal shows. I only watch Law and Order. I don't know. That is scary. All right, let me read this question again from Ashella. From my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong. I wouldn't be able to correct you, Ashella. Maybe the chat. The gun was dropped, and Juju picked up the gun and returned fire. So I don't know, Ashella. I don't want to give you any information that I don't have, the facts to support it. So is Raj Ashella? She lied about owning a home and much more. Honestly, a lot of folks walk around strapped. My other son is strapped always. You can't get it for wearing the wrong color. And CA, even if you don't bring, especially in the Black communities. No, Riri. What I'm saying is, like, when Riri, just not back me up, but push back. So if someone had a gun on them illegally, because you definitely, like, if excuse me, Joju picked up a gun and he wasn't a gun owner, he wasn't licensed to carry, he probably would have faced some consequences. I was just trying to see if that was a point, or if that's even possible, that Juju allegedly picked up the gun, right? Juju allegedly picked up the gun and he fired back, right? Where did he pick up the gun from? Who gun did he pick up? Was the gun licensed? Was the gun legal to be in the vicinity or on in anyone's possession? I'm so scared to talk about this. I don't even know why I brought this up. I'm confident in what I'm saying, but I'm not that confident to spew out misinformation. You know what I mean? Like, I just, right. So no, I didn't hear her live. I don't watch. She's disgusting. Well, you should have heard that live yesterday, Ashella, just for reference. And I feel like everyone be like, it's okay not to watch people, but when it's necessary to watch and hear certain things, to hear both sides, you just can't be set in particular on both sides, like one-sided. That live was something that you should have watched, like, from the beginning, like, for at least for an hour, 30 minutes, because I was going back and forth. I was just so surprised how Roz didn't even let Sharita finished saying what she had to say before she came live. Like, I just feel like, you could screenshot all you want to, but once you respond, that's the problem right there. You responding, like, be quiet for some time. Like, just be quiet. Let that shit simmer. That's not even happening. And I don't know. Roz could be a little bit more professional, excuse me, and a little bit more contained in her responses. She's so quick to jump to answer everything. You have defended your son honor. It has made no difference to not many people. They continue to talk about your son, the way he died, articles being put out, reliving those events, which nobody was there. Me, you, Sharita, or anybody else in this chat. The only people that were there were the people that are being, questioned in nature. Okay, let me just see. She's emotional as her child. She's emotional as her child. But listen, you made a great point, Chocolate Decadence. But listen, that's not how I would show emotions. I would not be on the verge of tears every time I got to come out and speak about my child. This is something that I would not look to the internet or YouTube for emotional support, because the same bullshit flies in everyone's chat. Either pray hands, the hearts, the emojis, or Roz, don't pay attention to them. They're just jealous of you, right? So she's so emotional, right? If she's so emotional and it's her child, which is completely inaccurate, right? Fall back. Like, you don't have to sit there and try to sort out the details of everyone's content that they may present. How many times are you going to be doing this going forward? Look at Chocolate. We're Leos, though, Bronx. We handle things differently. We all do. No, that I feel like, right. You're absolutely right. as a Leo, since Chocolate Decadence want to bring it up, I fall back. I wait for a moment to go in and to go for the juggler. That's not going for the juggler, Roz. You just don't know how to go for the juggler. I'm not going to tell you how to go for the juggler. If you paid more attention on how to go for the juggler instead of being so, willing to get out there to please your audience who really don't care about you. I'm not saying all of them do. I'm not saying your supporters don't care about you, but the ones that manage to make it into your live to hear what you have to say for your rebuttals, right? Because they were over there in Sharita chat listening in, right? And then when you came, the chat went down and they went over there listening in as if they wasn't over there listening into Sharita. Like, be for real. Like, be for real. Right. Hi, Brittany. Brittany is in the building. Hickman is in the building. Wait. Take a breath said. Wait, did I miss anyone? She said that, okay, I'm gonna come back to you. Take a deep breath. Sharmel says she said the lies were just too much for her. The lies have been too much for her, like going forward. Okay. I'm come back to you, Ashella. Take a breath. If everyone had a gun, then why wasn't their gunfire beforehand? I don't what that mean. Take a deep breath, right? So the way Sharita set it up, I don't listen. I'm not gonna step on Sharita's toes the way she set it up. If y'all want to hear what Sharita said, that is her content. That is what she presented. That's why y'all should have been over there to hear her in full length. I was taken aback to the point where I had to go out my room and say, let me hear what Sharita is saying. Not that I agree with what she was doing, not that I think that what she's saying was true. I just wanted to hear how much knowledge and information that she presented to her audience that last night. It was very informative. I'm not saying she educated, but she informed the audience of what she know. Right? She added her opinions in there. She inserted her opinions in about what happened that night, as we all have, and we all did, just like me saying, thinking that everyone had a gun. That's what I'm saying. If everyone had a gun, then someone is bound to die in gunfire. Someone is bound to get shot in gunfire. Whether it's no different from, and I know I'm going to get pushed back from this. It's no different from a game of craps. You know how people play craps, right? Am I saying it right? Dice, excuse me. And people have died from playing dice. Let's just put that in the air. Right? So I don't think it's no different from people playing a game of dice, if you want to speak technically, from my opinion, from my observation, and my personal perspective. Oh gosh. All right. Brittany said, maybe she should possibly take time off of social media to heal. I can't imagine losing a child and then fighting constantly in his honor. I take breaks as well. I agree, Brittany. That is my same sentiments. Right? I was like, I'm not shocked at anything Roz do now, respectfully. Like, Sharita had one over her. If you want to say that she had one over her, last night was the one time she had over her. That was the one time that she should have fell back and let it simmer and let it rock and let it be thrown up in the air. It was a battle of a versus Sharita versus Roz. It was it wasn't even a back and forth. It was just sad. It was hurtful. It was scary. I was like, damn. I never heard Sharita like go in like she did, especially presenting new information that someone may not have heard. I feel like Roz supporters, y'all say y'all support Roz to the fullest, but when it comes time to listen to something that y'all need to hear, which was very relative in that situation last night, y'all should have been in there. Right? I think one or two people were in there telling Roz what was going on because Roz was still live and Sharita was still live, and they was informing her of what was going on, what she was saying. That was the time that you should have been saying things to her, so she would not have been like, ignorant of the facts. Good morning, just me. How you doing? So take a deep breath. Wait, because as the Hernandez said, Juju left, he should not have come back to their home. I don't know. Listen, I believe it's just disturbing to the ears when Roz refers to her son as a hero. Heroes save lives, not take them. Well, police officers kill people too, and they consider heroes. So I've got to push back on you. Take a deep breath on that part. Like, T-Lo's in the building. Did I say good morning to T-Lo? T-Lo's in the building. Riri Rack said, I didn't hear it a lot, but if the Hernandez family is seeking some sort of justice, that wasn't the route to go. That's not the route to go. Just me. I said good morning to just me. Let me see. Okay. So Riri said, my nephew was robbed and murdered. His body left on the sidewalk in 2021. The case is still unsolved. Thank you, Riri. Reacts. I'm sorry about your nephew. Losing a family member is not easy at all, and it's not always easy to talk about. But thank you for sharing your experience. I just feel like it's just sad. Unless you were there and saw the events that happened, it's hard to speak on. But if MF is shooting at me or has shot one at one mine, I'm firing. Right. So it was gunfire all around. That's why nobody is like serving time, right? So it was like I feel like if this was like intentional, I feel like if this, in my opinion, from my perspective and my insight, just looking on the outside in, if it was intentional, if it was like cold blooded murder, then the people that were gunned down in cold blooded murder, the victims and the perpetrators will be in jail, right? Why is one in jail and not the other? I don't know what the other person is in jail for, right? So even if Mac Myron was out on bond, that has no relevance to the story. He is not here to talk about it. He is deceased. So that wouldn't even matter. If self-defense came into play, self-defense came into play. I don't know how the live with Rita last night was very emotionally disturbing, if that is what happened. I believe that there's discrepancies in everybody's story. You can find discrepancies in anyone's story. That's why I don't take everything everybody say at face value, right? Because their version may not be the same as the other people's version. Okay. I'm an open carry state, and if anyone is shooting at one of mine, I have a bullet for you and you too. But I'm saying, like, right, but the people died, right? Having a bullet for another person because they shot at your family member, it's not going to bring them back. So Mac Myron is not going to come back. That's not going to bring him back, right? The Hernandez family is seeking justice. That's not going to bring your family member back. People were shot in the midst of it. Innocent people were hurt. It's a tragedy that will prolong and be embedded in everyone's lives in that night forever. That's all I'm saying. It's okay. React. You good? I'm just saying a lot of people, they just throw out like open statements and vague statements. I just feel like I don't know what happened, but from my point of view, I'm saying, like, did everyone have a gun on them? Someone said that allegedly Juju picked up a gun. I don't know. We wasn't there. It's kind of risky to talk about. Like, I am willing to like have my channel in jeopardy over this matter because I'm not coming from a place where I have a biased opinion about it. Yeah. I just feel like some people just take things a little bit too far, and it has been proven that people take things a little bit too far. Don't pull a gun if you don't intend to use it. That's true, right? But I'm just saying, we don't know how it was a get. It sounded like I don't know. It just sounded like everyone was a part of a night of. It was a bloody night for everyone. I don't know how anyone that day could be sober and shoot each other like that. Everyone had to be intoxicated that day, allegedly. I didn't know Mac Myron killed someone. I don't know what's the truth at this point. Me either. Allegedly, we'll say Mac Myron killed someone, and and his I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know how the pieces on the board will be set up, right? But if y'all want to know in detail, like if you didn't hear the live, go to Sharita live last night. She said a lot, right? Even if you're a Rod supporter or not, you don't have to be a disloyal supporter to go hear what Sharita had to say, whether you believe it or not. That's how you take and that's how you piece things together. If you're at a party in LA and shots are fired, 9 out of 10 people will pull out their gun to protect themselves. It is what it is. Right. But what I'm saying is, like, That's like, the fact of the matter is, if we're going to keep it 100, the fact of the matter is, people, the shooting and the tragedy that happened was senseless. You can say all you want that, oh, if someone is shooting out my family member, I'm going to fire back. If someone is shooting at me, I'm going to fire back. The fact of the matter is, the tragedy and the violence that took place that night, that evening, right, was senseless, was unnecessary. It didn't have to happen. How about that? Okay? I don't want details. If you want details, call Brentwood, PD, or Russ. I don't want details. No, I don't. I'm just talking about, if we're gonna keep it 100, that tragedy that happened was senseless, right? We could all agree on that it was senseless. It didn't have to happen. It wasn't necessary. It could have been avoided. So what about that, right? I'm just saying, it didn't have to happen. It was pointless, right? It was just all around pointless, senseless, and unnecessary. That's all I have to say about that in that situation. That's the fact of the matter. The senseless tragedy that happened. Nobody had to lose their life. Everybody talk about discernment. If anyone had acted upon discernment or had discernment that night, I'm pretty sure things would have happened differently. Okay? Pretty sure things would have happened differently. Is the fact of the matter, the point that should be made. Everyone that lost their life, it was senseless. It could have been avoided. It was a tragedy. People that now are grieving and mourning the loss of their loved ones are going to forever grieve the loss of the loved ones, because they're not coming back. So it doesn't make sense for one person to say, oh, well, I want justice, right? Everyone loses all across the board. Everyone loses. Honestly speaking, if I am permitted to say that in the most honest way possible. So Riri React said, wait, Riri React said he was just going to pick up his brother. See, but I think a little bit Riri Reacts, you're missing out on the point. I heard what I don't even I don't even want to say what Sharita said. I heard Roz, I heard Sharita, I heard her daughter. It was a family altercation. It was a tragedy. He didn't know what he was walking into, but there was a great possibility, if you are walking into a party allegedly armed and you walking into an altercation, there is 9 times out of 10 you will have to pull, withdraw, and do whatever. I'm not a gun owner. I don't like guns, but if I had to get one, I would. I would use it responsible. Guns are not to be just handled irresponsibly. That's when everyone shouldn't even have that right to have them in their possession. Right? So I don't know. So thank you, Doris. I don't want to pin that because I don't want people to think that I'm only agreeing with people agreeing with me. Thank you, Doris. I see your comment. That's exactly what was done. Information taken, put together. I don't believe a conversation was had with the family. That's just no. Sharita ain't stupid. She damn sure could get sued for putting someone's image or using someone's likeness in her YouTube content. That's Ashella, honestly speaking. Okay, Diamond said, Diamond D, how come Sharita feels this way now, or before she never ushered a word, but they fall out now? This shit is corny. It's not corny. It's serious. Last night was a serious moment for Sharita. Sharita has a responsibility to uphold moving forward, and she's going to follow up on what she said, or she's going to suffer the repercussions behind it, if there are any repercussions behind it. Because there are people at stake, people lives at stake. Juju could come out the woodworks and say, listen, I want to, excuse me, allegedly, if it need be, take out a lawsuit on Sharita for slandering my name, or I don't know. I don't know. Please help me out. Just Me said, why didn't he leave? Maybe walk down the street to meet his brother. I don't know. Everything could have happened differently for everybody, right? Two people would not have ended up dead if everyone had made a different decision, or if anyone was thinking of sound in mind. Because how could you possibly be of sound in mind and gunfire is like you firing gunshots in a crowd of people, maybe in a close proximity, right? Say if it was like only 10 people standing around arguing, it's like the wild, wild west right there in a little, like, what, a box. We don't know how big the place is. We don't know where the bodies was positioned. And I say bodies, I'm talking about souls were positioned that night, right? And I'm not going to try to, like, how you say it, relive or give a reenactment, because that's what Sharita did. A reenactment of what happened. That's shit. She ain't stupid. She did a reenactment of what happened that night. I don't know how to give a reenactment. All I know, she gave a reenactment. I just followed up. I heard what Rod said, and I'm just saying, like, so everyone, the question begs is, and it doesn't matter at this point, and it shouldn't matter, because the tragedy that happened was senseless. It could have been avoided. It could have taken a better turn for what it have taken. Excuse me if that's a word, right? It could have been so much worse. Bullets ricochet, right? Bullets ricochet. It could have been a bloody massacre just from bullets ricocheting from the gun. Allegedly. I don't even know how to. I don't even know. Karma is a bitch. Ross should have kept her nose out of what? A lot of people use that word karma and they don't use it correctly. I don't believe in karma. You're going to say it is what it is. So you say because Roz, I don't know, I don't know. Then if it's karma, then where does the God come in at? Is this God offering everyone karma on each side? Right? So you mean to tell me that because karma, so everybody is waiting for their karma on this situation. Everyone that has spoken about it, everyone that have spoke about it in great length or had their opinions in great length is going to, reap karma. Let's be for real. All right, let's be for real. Good morning, purpose driven in the house. Oh, we're going over. I'm just gonna have to get off in a little bit. That's not karma. Exactly. New York, Sharita talks too much. Who wants a friend like that? Why are we talking about death? Because that was what happened yesterday. And that's the thing I want my audience to know. I'm not scared to tackle any topic. I'm not scared to talk about anything. I'm pretty sure if people were present in Sharita's chat, because she had a lot of people in her audience last night that wanted to hear. Everybody wasn't her supporters that was in the chat listening. It was like a various of people listening into what Sharita had to say. And I'm just following it up. I'm just saying, from my perspective and from your perspective, everyone is not going to have the same opinion. Okay. Oh, but Bronx, she was saying the Carver situation, not karma. Let me see. I think she was saying karma. I don't know. Maybe she wasn't. Bronx, you need to grace YouTube with your presence more often. I be scared, Doris. It's scary. I'm telling you, it's scary. Like when I get situations, excuse me, when I get a little bit more comfortable in presenting my content, because I know if a lot of people are uncomfortable with this type of content and me practicing on my vocabulary and the way I articulate the live, I will have a lot of hate. It would be definitely more like a lot of hate if it's not already now. So just be nice, correct, but it was okay for her to do that. I don't know. Like, of course she had a lot of people in her chat. She always do when she talk about Roz. That's not true. Roz numbers was down, Sharita's was up. So it goes to show you who's really genuine supporting Roz if you want to get technical, Ashala. You know what I mean? Like, so her content was up because she know how to lure. And it's not about Roz. Why are you talking about Roz? It's about the situation surrounding Roz. Roz wasn't there at the time her son was tragically gunned down, right? She wasn't there. So you can't keep saying, oh, the only reason she had people in her chat is because of Roz. No, she had people in her chat because she had a story to tell. She had people in her chat because she had like a great topic, a great title, clickbait, just as simple as that. That's all I'm saying. Most definitely not. I would never that's not my, you know what, if that's people like place on this internet, and that's their place and lane and niche to contact, investigate, get interviews, then so be it. I just, my thing with Roz is like what Sharita did. She vocalized what she said. She laid it out on the line of what she said, right? And she's no different from the people that were doing it, putting out articles, putting out videos, and reminding Roz, chopping it with Roz, of the tragedy that her son has suffered. What Sharita did was no different. She did it a little bit more sophisticated. She did it a little bit more detailed. She was a little bit more intelligent, if that's the word, because I feel like if you had outside sources giving you information and the way she was detailed, so she listened to everything that that person was telling her. She did not miss a beat. I was impressed about how she laid that shit out on the line. You definitely have to have a certain confidence to present a murder case. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Doris. That's all I'm saying. If she had laid it out on the line, I was like, oh shit. Did she go to school for criminal justice? Right? Because no way in the hell I would have been confident enough to lay it out on the line like Sharita did yesterday without suffering repercussions, a slander, lawsuit. Slander is hard to prove. That's all I'm saying. All right. She did her research. She contacted people who was on the scene. She did do her research, and that's what I'm talking about. Right? So what if I said, oh, I don't like Sharita. She makes me sick. She's mean. She's evil. She's hateful. What if I had those sentiments about her? Which I don't, because it's not even necessary. What I'm saying is, aside from her, what if we just take Roz's name out of it, Roz's family out of it, and we say, yo, did you hear Sharita live? When she gave a detail live on a family that suffered tragedy, she would get credit for giving details from A to Z, right? A to Z. She leave no stone unturned. I was in that live. I was like, oh shit, she did not come to play. Right? That's what I'm saying. If y'all gonna do something and y'all gonna research something, have your facts straight. Whether we push back on Sharita or not, she gave a broadcast live on someone else's life. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Right? I'm not saying, I think it was wrong to contact the family, and I think it was wrong for the family to get in contact with Sharita. Allegedly. We would never know. But if she had the opportunity to gain supporters, gain subscribers, up her views to the maximum, that was alive to do it in. Right? That was alive to do it in. That's all I'm saying. So Rod's story is the truth and not the Hernandez people. Is that what y'all saying? They say they don't know, just me. They don't know what's the truth and what's not, because actually wasn't there. Of course, people's story is going to be distorted, and people versions of the events is going to be left out information. I'm pretty sure Roz is not going to give every grave detail of what happened that night. And I'm not going to give the details or speak verbatim or paraphrase anything that Sharita said, but I will bring out one details that she said, and Roz rebuttal. Roz said there's no open cases, there's no pending cases, there's no going forward, there's nothing to move forward from, there's nothing to go forward with, right? So when I heard her say that, and when I think Sharita said the case was open, we don't know. Okay? That's all I'm saying. None of us know the true story because none of us was there. We're all going off of word of mouth. Exactly. Roz included too. So we can push back on Roz, just like, when Sheree is like, I knew she was lying, in certain things. She didn't say lying, but she wasn't telling the truth. I'm just saying, it's just the aspect of it. The aspect of it. Right? Okay. So Brittany, because I want to end this in a little bit. We could go to a little bit, 2 more minutes, 3-5 more minutes. Brittany said, Bronx, there's so many on social media feel like Ross bashed trees for so long. People was pleading with her to stop, and she clearly said she will not. Now the tables have turned. No, but I don't think Sharita laid out this storyline for Latrice. This was a win for Sharita, right? This was her own personal convictions of Roz. I don't think Latrice have anything to do with it. I don't think Latrice, you know, has that much of an impact or influence on any of us anymore. She's just a regular content creator now. I'm just saying, I don't think this has anything to do with Latrice when Sharita come forward and present her content to her supporters and her subscribers and to the audience. I don't think LA has anything to do with it. I don't think she had LA in mind when she did this yesterday. I think it was like person said, I forgot who said it, tit for tat, eye for eye. Eye for eye. That's what it is, right? Retaliation, people were saying. That's all I'm saying, right? If you are in this arena to get shot down and get gutted, this is the place to be, right? The thing about your platform, Bronx, you listen to everyone, pins, and engage with the chat. Thank you, Doris. And you don't block until you feel it's necessary. Thank you, Doris. As we all know, Roz has the tendency to stretch the truth. I'm just saying, listen, everybody on here has stretched the truth in some shape, form, or fashion. There's no way that no one has exaggerated the truth. I felt like Sharita was exaggerating yesterday in her live. And I'm not going to speak verbatim. I felt like, she was inserting her own opinion, but she had a lot of facts. I don't know if there were facts to cover, but details. I don't say details. She had a lot of details that she sorted out. I felt like she improvised on a lot of her things that she was saying. She did. She did. Let me read the comments and I'm going to take it because I got to go. I got to run errands. I came here to y'all to say happy Friday, Freestyle Friday. Thank you for joining the live. I'll take a few more comments and then I'm going to log off because I want everyone to get their party and they Friday started right this morning. Okay, right. Here we go. Here we go. Thank you for becoming a member. Who is that they became a member? Doris became a member. Thank you at 10:01 a.m. Thank you, Doris. Xavier. Am I saying your name right? But Roz never went this far with Trees. Rita brought the story out on Tree Sun. She the pitiful one. Rita had the story. Roz platformed her, right? I feel like, people could say that with Roz platforming Sharita on her live about the allegations that was brought against Latrice and accusations that was brought against Latrice and allegations that were brought against Latrice, she platformed Sharita to tell that story. She gave her the platform to tell her story. She gave her that opportunity to tell her story. Whether Sharita said it or not, they both bear responsibility for their actions moving forward. But we move forward from that. Nothing came of those allegations, right? It's still pending, I guess, the allegations. Bottom line, if you carry the possibility of a tragedy happen, that is absolutely 100% true. Excuse me, reacts. Okay, she definitely lies and has many occasions. Right, because Sharita is definitely a storyteller. Storytellers, that's what you have to be on this platform, a storyteller. But you damn sure have to exaggerate and have truth to it. Because how you gonna lie to your audience 100% of the time? How is it that people from the other side think Roz is a liar, a big ass liar, but her audience don't think so? Right? What did she win? Please explain. Not being funny. I really want to know what she won. Who's winning when loved ones have been lost? It's not about winning. What I'm saying is if you're going to be a content creator as Shella, right, and you present content to an audience, to a broad audience, right, and if it was a competition, because that's what it seemed like now, a back and forth, a tit for tat, a retaliation, she won the night of Thursday, prime time. She won that prime time slot. If she wanted to increase her subscribers, if she wanted to increase her supporters, she had no mercy. It was personal for her, but it wasn't personal for her to go forward, right? If we have excluded Roz from if we exclude Roz's name and the people name that we are familiar with, of course, she laid it out on the line. That's what I'm saying about people being a content creator. People want to become a content creator, but you got to be who you are. You got to be genuine in who you are, right? So if I was to say, okay, now Sharita did content, whether I felt like Sharita content was tacky, slack, disgusting, she gave a great presentation, right? Just like when Roz come live and give a presentation on Latrice, it's no different from that. Sharita was just a little bit more harsh in her criticisms. Sharita was just a little bit more confident and didn't give a fuck about what she was saying. Yeah, she did give a fuck because she did not miss a beat. That's all I'm saying. And that's what I be trying to tell people. Like, y'all sit there talking about, oh, Sharita is going after Roz because she's obsessed with her. That's she didn't sound like she was obsessed with her last night. She sounded like she was a freaking criminal investigator. She sounded like she was a detective. She sounded like she did research, not overnight. That was brewing to happen. That's all I'm saying. And a lot of people don't want to realize that when we as content creators give our perspective, that you damn sure have to research what you do. How else will you engage your audience? I don't know. Let me go down because I don't want to get up in the hoopla of this. I don't want to offend anyone with my content because I am harsh. Okay, she sounded like the actor she is. Okay, off to work I go. Have a great day, y'all. Thank you, Riri Acts. She sounded like the actor she is. But I'm just saying, even if she was an actor, she made her point. Her point was made, right? And it's not even about people giving her credit. It's just about the fact that people didn't tune in to what she had to say. They want to hear Ra's version, right? Only that's not right. One track mind. How you going to have a different perspective if you don't hear everyone else like version? Your perception and perspective are interchangeable, right? So excuse me, Sharita perception may have changed a lot of things about what happened that night. That's all I'm saying. It didn't change minds. I was just listening and I'm like, what? I was just so stuck on the fact how she didn't miss a beat. I was just so stuck on the fact that she did have people informing her of what went on that night. She wasn't there that night. She had to get it from someone. She just couldn't be that intelligent, that smart, and that intuitive that she could reenact a crime scene. That's all I'm saying. Just me. Roz didn't lie on LA. She speaks about what she and everyone sees. Roz do anything to attempt to hurt Treese and other people and constantly talk about her daughter. Roz is sick. Roz does anything to hurt Trees. Just me said that. Yeah, I think that woman has no feelings. Let me just read the up and I'm gonna just cut it off. So Ashella, yep, and it's truth. That woman is obsessed with Trees. I feel like everyone is hinging on obsession. Like if you are talking about one particular person, that's an obsession. If you speak about one particular person and live, that's an obsession, right? We can honestly say and respectfully say that Roz Roz and Sharita has an obsession with each other. It's not even about Latrice. Latrice ain't even in the mix of things. When the last time Roz spoke about Latrice like she used to? That's all I'm saying. Okay, so I'm going to end this. Reader captioned the attention of her audience as well as we all anticipated what she was going to say next. She did capture the attention of her audience. That's what she's supposed to do. That was a strategic move. It was clickbait, but she did lay out the details, right? That's what matters to people. That's all I'm saying. Roz isn't on here beating and showing her vagina. What? See how you have to. See how we go back and forth about the wrong things? Chocolate D, well, people speak on what they see from Roz. Why are y'all mad? Get over it. That's true. Roz is jealous. The purpose of Roz jealous of LA and want her life. Thinks she loves her. That I don't want to write off on that. Put a stamp of approval on that. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is like, I try to present the facts. I'm not speaking verbatim or not speaking. I'm not paraphrasing. I'm not going to do that today on this live with Sharita because Sharita said some heavy things and said some, risky things that I don't want to repeat and I don't want to be like held accountable for. But what I will say to sum it up is Sharita did a reenactment of a crime scene off the top of her head with information that she was told, right? Roz came up. The only thing I heard Roz say, and only thing I might have been interested in her saying is like there is no open case, the case is closed, there's no pending cases, there's nothing moving forward. That was enough for me to hear from Roz. All the other things that Roz come up here and say, talking about she defending her son honor. I think you well past that. That's all I gotta say. Read my comment, Bronx. Let me see. Yes. Let me see. Doris. What did Doris say? I gotta go back up. Oh, 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 okay. Thank you, Doris. Bronx, we have a 3 hour difference in time, but I catch you when I can. Have a great day. Thank you, Doris, for coming by the chat. Thank you for just gracing your presence. As to everyone that came in here this morning, um, you know, I just appreciate you just supporting the channel and continue to support the channel. My members is going to go up, it's going to go down. I appreciate all the members. Um, this stuff is so draining. Life is draining itself. It is too much for me. I view the videos, hit the like button, and I'm off. Like it don't become draining for me because I don't take it personal. I just feel like it's all hoopla and it's all pomp and circumstances. I think it's all about a show, and I just like that's why I try to come on twice a week. And if I don't have anything to say, then I'm not going to talk about it. I waited to Friday, Freestyle Friday. We here talking about it. The panel is pushing back. The panel is not. It's disagreement. We agree to disagree, and that's okay. The father of the other side and Rod's son, that's two people to my knowledge. Morning, Doris. Ms. Mel is in the building. So listen, we're going to bring it to a close. I just feel like, now it is Friday. People are going to follow up with their lives and they do have something to say, Um, and I just wish everybody a good Friday. I do have things to do. I wanted to take the opportunity to say hello to my audience and my supporters. And I know that my lives are not always like got geared and directed towards everyone. Everyone is not going to be happy for me, and that's okay. I'm just saying we was proposing ideas and we was following up on Sharita. If you didn't hear Sharita live yesterday, maybe I need to go hear it for about an hour, and you will gather what you need to gather, and that's how you rebut and that's how you refute. Okay, that's my point. That's my point. I want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you, Ali. Thea, I call you Thea. That's what I just want to say. Thank you to everyone for coming by the live. I love you for listening to my insight and my perspective. Have a great Friday. Thank you, Brittany, for believing in my unbiased commentary. Have a great Friday, people, and safe one.